Oh, there he goes.
From a haunting trail camera discovery deep in the Canadian wilderness to eerie sightings in the dense forests of North America, these are the 20 scariest Bigfoot sightings and encounters. For centuries, legends of Bigfoot have captured the human imagination. But for some, these aren't just stories, they're terrifying realities. Join me as we dive into the most spine-chilling Bigfoot sightings ever documented. You might want to keep the lights on for this one. The Canadian Beast of Crescent Falls. Let's start in Crescent Falls, Alberta, where one man's peaceful hike turned into a nightmare he'll never forget. While wandering through the dense, shadowy forest, the hiker came across an odd makeshift shelter constructed entirely of fallen trees and branches. The arrangement was too deliberate to be natural, leaving the man both fascinated and uneasy. His curiosity got the best of him, so he decided to investigate further by setting up a live recording trail camera aimed directly at the shelter. He hoped to capture footage of wildlife, perhaps a bear or deer, but he couldn't have anticipated what would come next. The next day, the man returned to collect the camera, only to discover footage that would forever change the way he viewed the wilderness. His heart raced as he watched the recording. There, standing in front of the camera, was a massive upright creature covered in thick dark hair, its eyes reflecting the camera's infrared light. Locals called this creature Kakan, meaning forest beast of darkness, a name that speaks to the deep-rooted fear this being inspired in the area. Experts who reviewed the footage estimated the creature's height to be between 8 and 9 feet, its broad shoulders and massive build, unlike anything the man had ever seen in the wild. The footage showed the creature multiple times, each time seemingly unaware it was being watched, which made the situation even more unsettling. Could this footage be one of the clearest pieces of evidence that Bigfoot exists? Many who've seen the footage believe so, calling it some of the most compelling evidence ever recorded. The Yellowstone Giant. Yellowstone National Park is known for its breathtaking scenery, geysers, and wildlife, but in August 2023, it became the setting for one of the most chilling Bigfoot sightings in recent memory. A video surfaced showing a large, dark figure moving quickly through the park's dense forest. The footage, though shaky, captured enough detail to send shivers down the spines of those who watched it. The figure appeared to be covered in dark fur, its arms swinging as it moved with a grace and speed unusual for a creature of its size. What made this sighting even more eerie was the reaction from the park rangers. When they were shown the footage, their response was unsettling, to say the least. They laughed nervously, and one ranger vaguely remarked, "Yeah, you've got Bigfoot there." Was this a dismissive joke, or did the rangers know something they weren't willing to share? The fact that the sighting occurred in such a famous location has only fueled speculation. Some believe that the National Park Service may be aware of Bigfoot's existence and is keeping it under wraps to avoid public panic. Whatever the truth, the footage from Yellowstone has added a new layer to the Bigfoot mystery. The creature's massive build, powerful strides, and the eerie reaction from the park rangers leave us with one haunting question. Could Bigfoot be hiding in one of the most visited national parks in the world? The Sleeping Sasquatch. The idea of coming face-to-face with Bigfoot is terrifying enough, but what if you found one sleeping in the forest? That's exactly what one TikTok user claimed to have captured in a now viral video. Armed with a camera, the filmer bravely approached what appeared to be a massive sleeping creature deep in the woods. The filmer's voice can be heard narrating the moment, stating that they were about to try and collect a hair sample from the creature. Now, anyone familiar with Bigfoot lore knows that getting close to one of these creatures is a risky move, let alone attempting to disturb it while it's asleep. As the camera zoomed in, viewers could clearly see a large, hairy figure lying motionless on the forest floor, its chest rising and falling as it breathed. The creature's fur was matted and thick, blending perfectly with the undergrowth around it, making it hard to believe this was anything but a real animal. But was it? Some viewers were skeptical, pointing out that the creature didn't react to the filmer's presence, something you'd expect from a wild animal. Could it have been an elaborate hoax, with someone in a costume laying perfectly still? Or was this an unprecedented glimpse of Bigfoot in one of its most vulnerable moments? The lack of definitive answers has only deepened the mystery surrounding this eerie encounter. The escaped Sasquatch fact or fiction? One of the wildest and most controversial stories in Bigfoot lore comes from an episode that aired on the History Channel. According to the story, researchers claim to have captured a live Sasquatch, a massive 9-foot creature which they contained in a specially designed cage for further study. However, things took a bizarre turn when, overnight, the Sasquatch reportedly broke out of the cage and disappeared into the wilderness before scientists could gather any substantial data. The story quickly spread, especially after the episode mysteriously vanished from the History Channel's schedule. Some believe the show was pulled deliberately, raising questions about whether the government or private entities are involved in covering up the existence of Sasquatch.
Safely go in and get some samples. I'm going to be taking blood, hair, and saliva so that we can compare to other sightings and establish a baseline genetic profile.
Skeptics, however, are quick to dismiss the entire story, calling it a scene straight out of a Hollywood movie. Many have compared it to films like Harry and the Hendersons, arguing that the footage was too well produced, with professional lighting and staged setups. Adding to the skepticism is the idea that a creature as powerful as Sasquatch could be held in such a flimsy cage in the first place. Critics argue that any real Sasquatch would have broken out long before being filmed, or it would have called for help from other Sasquatches. Still, the details of the escape and the sudden disappearance of the episode have left enough room for conspiracy theories to thrive. Oregon's mysterious forest giant. Oregon, a state rich in dense forests and rugged terrain, has long been a hotspot for Bigfoot sightings. The Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization, a group dedicated to tracking these elusive creatures, received a submission that could be one of the most bizarre yet. A viewer sent in a still image they had captured while exploring the forests near McMinnville. The image, at first glance, appears to show a large, muscular figure standing among the trees, its long arms hanging almost to its knees. What's particularly eerie about this photo is the figure's posture. Unlike many suspected Bigfoot sightings, which can often be explained away as people in costumes, this creature's proportions seem far too unusual for a human. Its arms are elongated, and its torso seems too broad for a person to fit inside a costume. Skeptics have tried to dismiss the image as a clever hoax, but the figure's strange anatomy has left many viewers puzzled. Some Bigfoot enthusiasts believe this could be one of the clearest examples of a forest giant, a term used to describe a particularly large and mysterious variant of Bigfoot that has been reported in the Pacific Northwest. The image, while not definitive proof, has reignited debates over what exactly could be living in the deep, unexplored forests of Oregon. What do you think of these first 5 encounters? Could these be real encounters with the legendary Bigfoot, or just elaborate hoaxes? We're just getting started. The next stories are even more chilling. The Canadian Hunter's Encounter. Our journey through Bigfoot lore next takes us back to the Canadian wilderness, where a hunter set out on what he thought would be an ordinary trip. As he walked through the forest, his camera picked up movement, a large, shadowy figure moving swiftly between the trees. At first, the hunter was convinced he had come across a bear. But as the figure came into focus, it became clear this was no bear. The creature walked upright, its fur thick and dark, its steps deliberate and human-like. For many, the footage lacked the erratic movement typical of Bigfoot sightings, leading to skepticism. But the hunter insists it was no ordinary animal, claiming the creature's posture and gait were unlike anything he'd seen in the wild. The Indian Rainforest Encounter. Bigfoot is often associated with the forests of North America, but there have been sightings all around the world. In the dense jungles of India, one man's quiet walk took a terrifying turn when he heard strange noises in the distance. With his camera rolling, he captured something unexpected: a massive humanoid figure with thick black fur moving stealthily between the trees. The creature, caught briefly on camera, quickly ducked behind a tree when it noticed it was being watched. While some argue it could be a man in a suit, the sheer size and movement of the figure left many viewers questioning the possibility. Bigfoot or not, the eerie atmosphere of the Indian rainforest only added to the mystery. The Rocky Mountain Rider sighting. Imagine going on a peaceful horseback ride through the forest, only to later discover something terrifying lurking in the shadows. That's exactly what happened to a group of riders in the Rocky Mountains. As they navigated the trails, their cameras recorded the serene beauty of the wilderness, or so they thought. It wasn't until they reviewed the footage later that they noticed a dark, imposing figure standing among the trees, watching them. The creature's broad shoulders and thick fur were unmistakable, and it appeared to be hiding from the group. The sighting has since sparked debate, with many convinced this was a genuine Bigfoot encounter, while others argue it could have been a bear or another large animal. The Czech Republic hiker's discovery. The eerie forests of Czechoslovakia aren't typically known for Bigfoot sightings, but one hiker's experience might change that. While exploring a remote area, the hiker heard a low guttural noise that sent chills down his spine. Instead of turning back, curiosity got the better of him, and he went deeper into the woods. What he found were massive footprints, larger than any humans, pressed deep into the ground. Nearby, branches had been snapped, as if something enormous had passed through. Although the hiker never saw the creature that made the prints, the deep growls and disturbed forest floor were enough to convince him that something large and dangerous was lurking nearby. Some speculate it could have been a dogman, while others believe it was Bigfoot revealing itself in the depths of the forest. Arctic Yeti sighting. Up next, we head to the freezing wilderness of the Arctic, where an alleged sighting of a Yeti, often thought to be a close relative of Bigfoot, was caught on camera. The video shows a large, furry creature approaching a dog bowl, set out to lure it closer for a better shot. Although many expected the Yeti to be white, the creature in the video was covered in dark fur. As the Yeti approaches the camera, its movements seem deliberate, as if it's fully aware it's being filmed. The details of the creature's features remain blurry, but the sheer size of the figure left viewers unsettled. Could this Arctic Yeti be another branch of the Bigfoot family, surviving in the coldest regions of the world? Florida skunk ape sighting. In the swamps of Florida, stories of the skunk ape, a southern version of Bigfoot, have circulated for years. In one chilling encounter, a park ranger captured footage of a massive, shadowy figure moving through the trees late at night. The ranger, driving through the park in his Jeep, stopped when he saw the creature, grabbing his phone to record. The creature, large and covered in dark fur, moved swiftly, almost disappearing into the swampy underbrush. The ranger's colleagues were split on whether it was just a bear or something far more elusive. Some argued it could be the legendary skunk ape, a creature said to have roamed the Florida swamps for centuries. The ranger's footage, though grainy, added more fuel to the debate. Bigfoot stalks the backyard. One evening, a family in the Pacific Northwest captured unsettling footage from their backyard. What started as a casual video of their dog quickly became something much scarier. In the distance, something large and furry was moving through the trees. The camera zoomed in, trying to focus on the figure as it darted from one spot to another. At first, it seemed like there was just one creature, but as the camera panned around the yard, another figure appeared in the corner of the screen. Was this a group of Bigfoots? The speed and agility of the creatures left the family convinced that they had captured something extraordinary. They shared the footage online, sparking a frenzy of debate. Could multiple Bigfoots be living in the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest? The Patterson-Gimlin film, 1967. One of the most famous and widely debated Bigfoot sightings occurred on October 20, 1967, when Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin were riding their horses through Bluff Creek in Northern California. The pair captured what is considered one of the clearest video recordings of a Bigfoot-like creature walking along a riverbank. The footage shows a large, hairy, upright figure with a distinctive walk, swinging its arms as it moves away from the camera. The creature is often referred to as Patty, and experts who have analyzed the footage estimate the figure to be around 7 to 8 feet tall. While some skeptics have dismissed the film as a hoax, it remains one of the most iconic pieces of Bigfoot evidence, and no conclusive proof has been provided to debunk it definitively. The blurry Bigfoot chase. One of the most frustrating aspects of Bigfoot sightings is the quality of the footage. In this next encounter, a man hiking through the woods felt a strange sensation, like he was being watched. He pulled out his camera, trying to capture anything unusual. Sure enough, as he zoomed in on the dense foliage, a large, shadowy figure appeared in the distance. But no matter how hard he tried to focus, the figure remained blurry. The man later described the creature as tall and ape-like, moving swiftly through the forest. While skeptics argue that the blur was just a trick of the light, the man is convinced he caught a glimpse of something extraordinary: the juvenile Bigfoot sprint. In another eerie encounter, a park camera in North America caught footage of a small, fast-moving creature darting across the screen. At first glance, the creature looked like a bear, but its speed and agility were unlike any bear the rangers had ever seen. Some viewers speculated that this could be a juvenile Bigfoot, still growing into its full size. The creature's gait was distinctly bipedal, and its fur was thick and dark, but its smaller size made it seem less imposing. Could this be evidence that Bigfoot populations are growing and thriving in the wild? The possibility of a young Bigfoot adds a fascinating new dimension to the legend. The 2013 trail camera eye photo. In September 2013, a trail camera in a remote forest captured an image that has left many questioning what really roams the woods. The camera, which was placed to monitor wildlife, snapped a close-up shot of a large eye peering into the lens. The eye appeared slightly human, but there was something distinctly off about it. It was too large, too intense, and carried an eerie sense of intelligence. At first, speculation ran wild that this could be the eye of a Bigfoot, especially considering the size and shape. Experts later reviewed the image and suggested it might belong to a pig, but those who believe in Bigfoot weren't convinced. The eye had a mysterious quality that's hard to shake, leaving the question, could this be one of the closest looks we've ever gotten at Bigfoot? The misty forest shadow. Our next encounter transports us to a misty, otherworldly forest where something unusual was captured on camera. As the fog rolled through the towering trees, the video footage revealed a strange figure moving among the shadows. The uploader suggested it resembled an ape, possibly even the elusive Bigfoot. However, when the footage was analyzed more closely, it became harder to discern any clear features. The figure was dark and moved quickly, blending into the forest as if it was part of the landscape. Was this a trick of light and shadows, or was it truly something more mysterious? The mist, combined with the unclear figure, only deepened the mystery. The multiple Bigfoot theory. There's a theory among Bigfoot enthusiasts that these creatures don't live in isolation. In one chilling video, a homeowner caught what appeared to be multiple Bigfoots moving through the woods near his property. The camera, which was focused on the tree line, captured fast-moving figures that darted in and out of view. At first, the homeowner believed he was seeing a single creature, but upon closer inspection, there appeared to be at least two, possibly three creatures moving through the forest in unison. The footage, though blurry, has led some to believe that Bigfoot may travel in groups, raising the possibility that we're dealing with entire populations of these creatures, rather than rare individual sightings. The Paul Freeman sighting, 1994. In 1994, a U.S. Forest Service employee named Paul Freeman had a close encounter with what he claimed was a Bigfoot near the Blue Mountains in Washington. Freeman, who was an experienced tracker, initially found large footprints in the area. Later, he claimed to have seen the creature itself and even captured a brief video of it moving through the forest. Freeman's footage shows a large, dark figure walking upright and disappearing into the trees. Though some have questioned the authenticity of the video, others believe Freeman's experience to be genuine, pointing to his reputation as a tracker and the detailed footprints that were found around the sighting area. This sighting has continued to fuel interest in Bigfoot research in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh, there he goes.
The European Bigfoot, an alpine encounter. We end our journey in the rugged, snow-covered Alps of Europe. In 2018, a group of hikers captured footage of a large, hairy creature moving across a remote mountain pass. The creature, walking upright, appeared to be covered in thick, dark fur, blending into the snowy backdrop. What made this sighting particularly chilling was the sheer isolation of the area. The Alps are not typically associated with Bigfoot sightings, but this creature's size and movements were eerily similar to those reported in North America. The hikers managed to capture several minutes of footage before the creature disappeared over the ridge. The encounter left them shaken, and the footage has since been scrutinized by experts. Could this be evidence that Bigfoot, or a relative, roams not just the forests, but the icy mountains of Europe. And there you have it, 20 of the scariest Bigfoot sightings and encounters from across the globe. From the dark forests of North America to the icy wilderness of Europe, these encounters have left witnesses terrified, fascinated, and in many cases, unsure of what they really saw. Is Bigfoot real, or are these sightings simply misidentified animals or elaborate hoaxes? One thing's for sure, the mystery of Bigfoot is as strong as ever, and these terrifying encounters only deepen the mystery. What do you think? Could these creatures be out there, lurking in the forests and mountains, waiting to be discovered? Whether you believe or not, these stories remind us that there's still so much about the natural world we have yet to understand. As always, stay curious, stay skeptical, and remember to keep an open mind. Because who knows what's hiding in the shadows of the wilderness?